Sup? What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Izlo33. You know what time it is. It's GENG. It's Cloud9. This is gonna be a bloodbath. Let's be honest. The other lower bracket matchup, I guess you can call it, and we're going straight into game one. Looking at pick and ban. I mean, the drafts don't look terrible, to be honest. Let's just take a comparison. I'd say Cloud9 got the better draft, which is surprising. That draft to me seems very weak, considering it's full tank Nautilus. There's not much AP, but what I do notice is the Ornn is ornamenting the two big carries. Yeah. And that stat really do highlight how dominant of a matchup. Oh god, Fudge must have been camped. It looks like a dire sort of game. Oh, 5 kills to... that's quite a big difference. It's not that big of a gold lead either, so in my opinion, I think the game probably was quite close until late. Like, okay, maybe not. That's a steady increase from... yeah, that's fairly steady, just progress from the LCK team. That probably leads to a lot of the progress. Just a constant objective control. And I mean, Poppy... I mean, it's not the most damage. But like, I think Poppy'd be able to get into camps. Damage share. That's kind of what I expected, considering it's tank versus full damage. Silence some did more damage. That seems like a bit of a diff. ADCs, it's... yeah, that seems weird. All things considered. Like, the damage output just seems quite low. Anyway, we'll look at... oh, I'm noticing this big gold spike at 17 minutes. So... oh. They secure Harold and form that into 3 turrets. And get... yeah, I understand how they win this game. It's just a bloodbath of never-ending pressure. So we'll look at the fight at 17 minutes, because that looks like probably where the massive difference came through. And give me 1 second, I'm just gonna dim the light, because I'm not set up correctly for this. There we go. And bam, there we go. So that's the pick order. Wait, that's not even the right. This is GE2. It would help if I picked the right... oh god. It would help if I picked the right game. So let's have a look at the pick order. That would help. So we know that's the Poppy. There we go. Nautilus first pick makes sense. Vi, Mao, Ari. Yeah, these picks make sense. And the bans. Honestly, this is probably the most sense-worthy draft. I mean, you locked your support in quite early. I would have probably preferred jungle here. But jungle makes it all the way through to last rotation, which is kind of shocking, all things considered. Anyway, 17 minutes into the game is where we're gonna head for our first fight. So here. So they get the tier 1 up top pretty easily. Chovy's just gonna let a full wave die to the turret, because that's what you do. Is it a blitz hook? Flash blitz hook? So he's on vision. He's looking though for the flank. They're just gonna crash the Herald. They're just overloading lane. Please don't tell me you just don't play with respect. Because that would be the worst way to die. Okay. They play with respect. Oh. What I'm assuming happens is... I mean, who's a good target for Poppy in this situation? To hook. Push in. Because let's face it, Blabber's gonna look for a flank. That's his goal, but he's now spotted by Delight. You're just gonna mark him and keep him kind of away, but also not away. If he's trying to keep Poppy away from the backline, but he's also now buying time for his backline to get in position to kill Blabber. So yeah, that's what's happening. On the backside, Fudge has got a flank, but like, he's just landed the ultimate onto Peanut, is ignoring the Khazigs for a juicier Q onto Chovy, but like, Pays his lethal tempos procced. He's free firing. He's not under threat. And that is a beautiful... I think that's the Jinx rocket combined with the Ornhorn. That's the rocket. Yeah. That's just Pays being paid for a pretty easy kill, all things considered. It's just mistiming in terms of the fight. It's Blabber just unable to press buttons. Berserker's stepping a bit too far forward. What guns did he have in this fight? He had Infernum and Graviton. I mean, is there any good opportunity for him to hit all? There. If he flung the Infernum into that gap there, 1, 2, 3, 4 members, including the... I mean, you'd hit... Yeah, that'd be a good ult. Now he presses it. It hits 2. But, like, he's way too far forward pressing that ult button. I think that was just a misplay, all things considered, for positioning. Now 5v1, it's always going to be a kill. It's just GENG playing better around areas of the map. That's how that game, well, that fight ended. And the resulting extra kills and turrets go over. Game 2. We're going to come into this one, but we're going to look at the draft from a clean perspective where we see the pick order. Here. That appears to be not pick order. That is pick order, is it? That is pick order, there we go. Does Vex actually get locked in? It does. That surprises me. I mean, it's a pick that I got used to in the LEC in winter and in summer of last year due to Deo playing it quite a lot. But here, I don't know, this draft does seem interesting. So it's an assassin pick mid that wants to go forward into the opposition. I think GENG have drafted, like, unintentionally well around a LeBlanc. You just think about it. Rakan can charm her up after, like, on her distort point and knock her up, and it's an immediate kill. You've then also now got the Vex, who, if a champion jumps in at her, it's basically Lysandra minus the root. She just fears you. If you come in with her W, it's a very powerful tool, and it's also got a lot of chase down. You think about it. This team does have a lot of movement, but when you use them tools up, Vex can get reset after reset, and I think with how GENG are kind of drafting this counter-engage sort of comp to the dive that C9 want to force, I like this as a whole from GENG. I mean, yeah, it's very understandable, their playstyle. And again, it's just a steady slope. There's one little fight back instance here in around 21 minutes. Presumably, they at least got one objective this game. 0. Oh man. 5 in mid. Oh, what did Vex do this game? This looks like a Vex takeover game, all things considered. 4-1. Oh, and Peanut did work. Oh, this seems like a game that is dictated by a mid lane. It's jungle and... Sorry, I meant... Yeah... There's only 3 blue marks on here. And one's a Drake. This seems very one-sided without even watching the game. I mean, that's... So they kill Blabber, take Herald, immediately turn it into a turret. They just killed mid lane tier 1. Just like that. Trovy gets a kill on top of it. This just seems so accelerated. Like, they're at a point in the game that just is a hard snowball. From that moment on, like 12 minutes, it's just snowballed out of control and C9 can't match it. So if we watch any fight, I guess this one here, because there's no action before it has to be the 18-minute fight we watch. Jeez, that gold difference. 40 minutes in. Yeah, that tells you a lot about this game. I mean, is this a game where Baron was taken on spawn? It wasn't even it wasn't even taken. Oh god. So we'll watch from here, just to see what happens. So Harold's in the back pocket of Peanut. How's that going for him? So Delight is kind of caught out. The Cullen's not gonna kill him, but that's a big cooldown used. You think about it, the Culling's down. C9 probably aren't expecting to fight for a while. Drake's a split at this moment, so I get why you use it. You just use it to force him out your jungle. But like, this seems a bit weird, all things considered. Now, what I will say is, so far, what I'm seeing is C9's aim is just to slow it down. This should be what I'd be doing. Slow it down, allow your Khazigs, your LeBlancs to hit their power spikes, and just weather the storm. Drakes aren't a factor. Baron will slowly become a factor. But if you're able to deal with it, hit your 2-3 item power spike on your Lucian army, you'd be in a better spot. Now, this is a turret in bot lane. It's gonna be probably a kill, because Chovy is just waiting for Blabber. So enemies is going forward. M&S, sorry. Blabber's trying to re-secure vision in his jungle. Oh, we've only just hit 80 minutes. Whoopsie. So, they're setting up for Drake. It's a Drake fight. Doran's catching... Well, he's very bulky at this stage. 0-0-0 and he's got a bounty. Really surprises me. Okay. Oh, they just catch Blabber. That is clean. So, I'm just gonna watch how Blabber gets caught. Please don't tell me it's a scuttle crab. He just... So, he was on vision. And the path would have been seen that he's going over here. They don't have full knowledge that he's in this brush area. In fact, now they do. Because they just saw him go in. So yeah, they're gonna step forward and realize, hey, most of C9 is slightly split. He's not fully split away. But he's split enough that he's gonna get jumped on. And I mean, it makes sense why Blabber jumps that way. Because he doesn't want to be taking in a Vex into that many members and fearing him. Or Wukong in with his E. It's a big reason why Blabber's going this way. But this flash fear from Chovy is pretty clean, all things considered. Because it stops the jump coming out from Kha'Zix. It roots him in the sense that all the extra movement you'd get from the leap just gets stopped. Then it's just the full Everfrost combo and Blabber's dead. Now, I don't know if Vex has her or is using her ulti because Vision's very obscured right now due to the wave. Choked onto 2. It's not that. I think that's a waste of the Nami ult. Considering you're now in a choke, you don't have enough movement speed to avoid this Scion coming at you. You could have honestly taken the Scion engage and disengaged with the Nami ult after it's come in. That's just my opinion. Because now, here comes the quickness and Rakan. What's also important to note is there's a Herald in mid lane. That's going to crash into the tier 2. So GENG have set up multiple plays at once, if you think about it. Because they've set up a pick onto Blabber while also setting up this Herald. Because I think that's also Peanut doing both. Vex gets in for the double. She's got the next charge. Oh, lands it on Berserker. Gets the cleanse. It's a Gale Force forward, and he just burns. That's pretty clean from GENG. They get the kills. They get 2 charges of the Herald. And Chovy just freely pushes in. No. I mean, if enemies got the chains onto Chovy there, Vex probably would have died. But, no. It lands onto the Rakan, so he doesn't. Also, Hex Flash Rakan is not something you see often. It's more so Guardian. Just the pair with the Xayah, but hey, what do I know? It's clearly worked out for Delight. But yeah, that fight, They're well and truly in the hole here, C9. Oh, please don't step too far forward. Anyway, game 3. The last game of the series. Oh, it can't get much more painful than that. That looks painful. That looks very... Oh god, trophy. No. That's very painful. Oh god. I thought for a second there I did see a Storm Razor. I was intrigued by that. A Storm Razor pickup. I believe Pays did it last time on Jinx as well. Match history. Who am I thinking of that did that? I might be thinking of Elk. I believe it might be Elk, actually. Oh, I hit the wrong button. We'll have a look at Elk real quick, because I'm intrigued by his stats at this 20. There we go. I know I'm going off the rails for this one, and I apologize. Matchless, there we go. If you see a Storm Razor, wave and cheer. Unless it... I definitely have seen a Storm Razor recently, and it was commented on. Oh well. It doesn't really matter too much. Let's get back to what does matter. Another just dominant gold graph. It feels like C9 just didn't turn up to play for this series. It's kind of unfortunate to say that, to be honest, but going based off of this... Oh, well, there's a victory. Let's have a look at draft. Okay, there we go. Oh, no. We want to see draft. There, okay. So, C9 on blue. The first round rotation bans. So this is something I've seen quite a bit, is if you remove the Lulu, the Eastern teams refuse to play Aphelios. Like, we saw that yesterday in the G2 BLG series. That quick, snappy removal of Lulu forces teams to not play Aphelios anymore. And it drops the priority of it down to nil, it seems. I might be wrong. But yeah. C9, their draft, Cassante, open flex. You then lock in Lucian, Nami. Kennen feels pretty bait. And so, in my opinion, C9 could have kept Fudge on Cassante. And honestly locked in Lysandra. Like, slam that. Second rotation. Because it was left up. You then, I don't think, would see Genji slam a Gragas. Because there's no real need to have a cask or him as an AP carry. He'd probably default back to Ornn. Honestly, that's probably the next best pick. Like, if you wanted to go tank top, which he did in game 1, I believe. The draft was pretty much this But this character, I think, is a huge reason why GENG, GENG won any game. Chovy performed exceptionally well. Interesting that every single game to series, C9 have gone a little bit more in terms of objectives. There's 0 in game 1, 1 in game 2, and then 2 for game 3. It's an improvement. As I'm dropping stuff. Yeah, Chovy really played well this series. Let's look at the timeline. I apologise. So, C9 actually did work in some regards to keeping it close. Getting picks. Securing Drake. Shut down. But that looks like a big fight. Another 17 minutes and sort of fight that continues for a while. I'm just looking to see a lot of different stats. So we'll look at the 17-minute fight. I assume it's a Drake fight. It might be the Harold fight, actually. Oh no. So the way that's shaping up on paper is a similar sort of thing to what happened in game 1. So here we go. C9 are on the Harold. Culling's gonna force Delight to flash. Harold's picked up by C9. Okay. Now there's no culling, so... Whoa. There's no real threat to pay, so he's just gonna back it up. Turret's dead because Harold will charge and kill it. Oh god. So Thresh dies. Pays is still alive. Double TP behind. Chovy charms up Blabber. But... okay. So... this is good play by C9 in catching out Delight. You just split his flash with the cull. Now you're pressing forward, killing them off here. What I will say is, looking at the positions, Fudge is pretty much dead. He's on cannon, and he's being zapped up, so he's slow. Blabber tries to save him by shielding him, but right here, Blabber kind of blocks Berserker's pathing. You think about it, the way that walk was, Berserker was trying to come up here, Blabber's walking this way to presumably protect Zen by kicking Chovy away. So Berserker kind of gets screwed in that regard. And while, yeah, Lee Sin does his job, he body blocks. Kazig, just walking forward, gets the easy jump onto Berserker. Essentially, Blabber's peeling for the wrong target. I think this is a huge, well, from what we've seen so far, is a bit of a misplay. Why did MNS go in? Like, he just TP'd in. He's last to arrive. And he's just walking in still. Like, I get you see that Pays is low. But, like, you've now switched targets for no reason. You weren't winning that. That's just a poor play from C9. Oh, Chovy. Oh, God. That's clean. So slicing Maelstrom on the tower. Paige just needs to hit the turret. That's a misplay. Chovy, though, is rescuing it. Yeah, that's a huge misplay, because now the turret's going to die. 1, 2... It was 2 auto attacks from death. Jinx, who was excited, could have very easily killed that. Just saying. But yeah. This entire sequence of fighting, I think C9 gained a little due to, I would say, misplay from GENG. But like, this in some regards is a bit of a overcommit. This is just Blabber being cock blocking and Berserker being indecisive. Like, Berserker could have literally done the exact same thing Fudge did. Walk away. Now we're back to life. Chovy's caught, but he gets such a good Everfrost. And escapes. Chovy is... I think it's quite easy to say. Chovy and Ruler have probably been the best performing players at MSI. Like, that we've seen. I think Chovy has been exceptional. And he isn't limiting his pool of picks as well. But yeah, that fight that we just witnessed was a very Chovy-esque fight. When does he actually get shut down? Because we know he dies. We don't need to look at Elk anymore. He doesn't die, does he? What am I on about? But yeah, a very clean game, all things considered, by GENG. It feels like this entire series is just a one-sided, one mistake and you die situation if you're C9. Or just get hard outscaled because GENG are just better. That's how I feel this series went. And it's just region diff in some regards. I'm not going to go on the same rant I went on yesterday. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's breakdown. Thank you for joining me for this. I should, or I'll be looking to do a live breakdown soon. Probably for the upper bracket finals, which is JDGT1 tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We've also got our next round matchup, which is GENG BLG, and then we'll have on Saturday the winner of that series versus the loser of that one. I'll be at the actual event because I'm going to be happy. Don't know how I'm going to do predictions for it. Might even do it on the train or at the venue. Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new if you want to. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.